Welcome back to the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal, and just catching up with Griffin Colapinto. Next time we catch up with Griffin is going to be at the Pipe Masters, because we saw Pat Gudauskas come through that last matchup, and we're going to see Patty G in round number 3. Another matchup in round number 2, Ezekiel Lau versus Connor O'Leary. 13,970 points for Pat Gudauskas, so he's got a way to go for qualification. Ezekiel Lau takes off and gets nothing. So 13,970. You were talking about the qualification number being around
rounds 2 and 3.
The
top
seeded
seed,
events.
yeah, through the seeded
two
rounds. The top seeds are going to be in the red,
and the bomb seeds in the blue. And Connor O'Leary up and riding on the backhand and showing some spark with 2 vertical re-entries. But that's all that wave is going to offer for O'Leary on his opening account. He's going to take an early lead in this matchup.
One is regular foot, one is goofy foot, which means that one stands with their left foot forward, the other with the right foot forward. But and similar in the rankings, so you think of a lot of similarities, and you got to showcase some differences in this heat and get those judges excited. I think that Connor's strengths is that backhand, that straight up vertical backhand. Ezekiel Lau, I would have to say, his competitive savviness, the warriorness in him, and the fact that
that vicious forehand snap of Ezekiel Lau. But we saw the illustration of Connor O'Leary on that replay of the backhand, how he was able to go so vertical. You don't want to take a 25th. 25th points-wise is just a meager 420 points towards your ranking, and that's not going to help you at all. Connor O'Leary on the forehand banks it off the top, quickly up and vertical. That was a good move, and had to impromptu that off the top. Continues through the shore break area here. Foam climbs down the line, made the most of that wave that didn't offer a lot of open face.
Similar to this wave, you can see it's going to close down really quick. He was able to get those 2 turns, and then now you see it goes into a little area of deeper water. It starts to slow up. The wave starts to open up. He stays with it. You know, again, those maneuvers on the foam aren't necessarily high scoring opportunities, but it showcases flow, and he's getting maneuvers done. It really kind of completes the ride.
Ezekiel Lau, see what Zeke's got for us. Absolutely nothing as he kicks out of that wave, because that wave had no points on offer.
But I would say that, you know, looking at what we have coming up for the next couple days, we get this round done. We may end up calling this round after we see these last 2 heats.
Yeah, we'll see what the commissioners have to say. If we're going to continue on into round number 3, we are still waiting for that last score for Connor O'Leary, but he's going to take the lead. Ezekiel Lau just has a couple of fractional scores, 2 half-point rides, not going to do it for the Hawaiian surfer.
There is probably better scoring potential on the rights, and Connor, in my opinion, he's just not worrying about that as much, and just sitting outside of priority, riding waves as much as he possibly can. Kind of the, you know, we've seen this kind of happen each and every heat. With one surfer who has priority, they'll be much more patient, whereas the surfer without priority can kind of be a bit more free-reining, trying to ride pretty much any wave that's come his way.
Isn't that amazing?
It's truly amazing. There's been an amazing amount of Californians that have come over there and surfed in Hawaii, but to do it, he's one of the youngest.
Sure did. He did that last year. Hawaiian right here, throwing a nice little reverse, poking the nose and spinning it around. Oncoming section, and he bangs it with aggression. Savage hack by Ezekiel Lau, looking to climb back into this heat. 6.17 will give him the lead over Connor O'Leary as we near the halfway point.
Able to get that 2-turn combo, and then he milked it to the inside, finished up, and he gets a 3.4. I think that you're going to see that a lot more commitment on the first move, but only really one move, and had to run down the line to get the second maneuver done. So 2 turns total, but this is going to come in at a higher number, and because he put more risk right here in this first move. Putting the fins above the lip, rotating around on the nose. You know, there wasn't that combination of major moves. We'd love to see him go straight into it, but you know what? And then the aggressive hack at the end, where he's putting all of the commitment into the maneuver. And the judges like that, putting the risk in the maneuver. So I feel like this is going to come in higher than Connor O'Leary's last wave of 3.4.
Like he took Aloha Global.
Did you ever meet Duke?
No, I'm not. Come on, stop. Here we go. Big air for Ezekiel Lau, but no landing on that.
He was alive when you were alive.
Duke Kahanamoku?
Didn't get to meet him, though.
We're going to have to Google that one. I'm not giving up any personal information on a... we're going to deviate the conversation to the action at hand as Ezekiel Lau looks to improve upon his 1-point ride, and he just did that with that first opening snap and a big closeout snap for Ezekiel Lau, so he's going to further his lead over Connor O'Leary.
Yeah, now Connor, again, is looking for a much bigger number than the 3.44. Certainly get that 5.83, now able to be a little bit more loose on the inside and build that backup score on the inside, and he's done that by several points. As you see again, see how quick he is for a guy his size to be as athletic, like you had mentioned. It says a lot, and especially it's a big part of his success. And he was one of those guys who's a master to simplify things. He mentioned it when he was sitting in here in the booth.
Ezekiel Lau working his way down the line off the bottom, snaps off the top, looking for more open face, and a big fin throw power snap for Ezekiel Lau, and he stands upright, proud of his performance on that last wave.
This is going to be the best wave of the heat. And the reason is his speed. He goes through the maneuvers and the aggression on the final move on a bigger wave, on a bigger section. So there's going to be a substantial difference in points comparative to his 4.93, which had the same amount of maneuvers. But again, it's about the quality of those maneuvers on the critical sections, and that was a bigger wave and a much more critical section at the end. And look at the number. Similar amount of maneuvers, but it's about the quality of the maneuvers and the sections he's doing it on.
Connor O'Leary answering back quick on the backhand, up in the lip 2 times, and just pin drops out of there to not gain any more ground and hopefully paddle back out and get priority. What do you think?
And that's exactly why he's doing that. Inside of him, and so he felt how important it would be to get that priority at this point in the heat. Quickly gets that wave. He's going to improve on one of his threes here. Nice size set wave with 2 beautiful snaps. That second one had to throw it up kind of late. He can do it. Maybe a backhand barrel with a massive maneuver afterwards. That might be something.
Zeke Lau is going to continue to surf. Airtime. Lands it. Kind of forced that frontside air reverse, but went complete on it.
And that's showing that athleticism that he has. First, we're going to watch Ezekiel for the air. See all that weight shift forward. Such great technique, pushing that forward or the front leg all the way to the nose. Watch everything shift all the way up to the nose, all the way to the literally the 5 inches of the nose, and that helps when you land backwards to keep all that weight and rotate on the rocker of the nose.
Catching up with Connor O'Leary. Let's watch his finish. Throws the tail and unable to bring that board all the way around.
Oh, and now Zeke's going to try and get that priority, which he will.
Predator. Watch the Predator paddle because he wants to make it out to the takeoff area and close his heat out with priority.
But it's not really going to factor into his top 2. But that was the final maneuver from Connor O'Leary. But it was interesting to me, knowing that he needed an 8.33, what he did on the section on the outside part of it, because he kept milking it. And so he felt like he must have done something pretty special.
He does have priority, so he's able to take any wave that Connor might want. He says, hey, go ahead, Connor. Let's see what you got on this left-hander. And that left-hander had absolutely nothing.
And if you're taking a look at Ezekiel Lau, he didn't even look at Connor. He actually looked at the wave. Knowing he had priority, he looked at the wave and was actually scanning the quality of the wave. You might try a little psychological warfare.
See him in a restaurant, order him dessert. Here we go.
Send it over.
All right, send it over. This is going to close out the heat for the Hawaiian. And
I know when I get a brownie coming over, something's going on.
That's it. Zeke Lau on to round number 3. Connor O'Leary is going to take home a 25th from Portugal. We'll be back with the final matchup of this round. Yago Dora, Frederico Moraes coming up.